Ohio, I hope y'all doing good, guys. Today I brought to you the top 20 animes that I watched in my life. And if you want me to make another part, just drop a comment, like, subscribe. So, in this list I will not mention the long animes that most of you have watched. I will only mention the short ones to not get bored watching them. Anyway, without wasting your time, let's start. In the 20th place, we have the anime No Game No Life. Honestly, this anime is the best in terms of games. And if you haven't watched it yet, the story of the anime revolves around Sora and Shiro, two brothers obsessed with video games, and they consider the real world very boring and nothing more than a stupid game. And then they were summoned to another world by someone called the King, and he tells them that there is a war going on around here. So the good thing about that is everything is decided by games, so I do not advise you to miss watching it. In the 90th place, we have Kuroko no Basket. I don't know from where should I start. The idea of the anime began when strong basketball players won 3 consecutive years in all tournaments due to the strengths of their players and their special abilities. They called the generation of miracles, but there is a 6th player named the ghost player Kuroko. He was weak in terms of his physical condition, so how could he join the generation of miracles without further ado? I will leave you to discover the rest of the story by yourself. The next one is Hell Sing Ultimate. For fans of vampire animes, this anime is suitable for you, and its story around the Hell Sing organization that fights monsters and doesn't reveal their secrets to the public. What distinguishes this organization is a person called Arcad, who is a very strong person and can do any mission they ask him for. One day, he turns Victoria, a policewoman, into a vampire in order to save her life, and here the story begins when they fight other organizations. In the 70th place, we have aboout. This anime is on another level, but it doesn't have much of popularity as the other animes. Ryota is a guy who doesn't study, doesn't work, doesn't do anything, but he's obsessed with online fighting games. One day, Ryota wakes up inside the game and his adventure begins to survive and save his life in aboout. Personally, I watched it in a short time for the amount of excitement and suspense on it. Let's jump to Agami ga Kill. Tatsumi goes to the capital to make money, but collides with an unimaginable world of corruption cursed by the Prime Minister. He's hacked with a group of killers known as Night Raid, who dedicate themselves to eradicating this corruption. In the 50th place, we have Parasite. Parasites invaded Earth by controlling human brains. One of these creatures tried to enter Shinichi's body, but it failed in just controlling his hand. The anime story is very unique, and I recommend you to watch it. Now we have Erased. This anime was one of the best in 2016. The story revolves around the mangaka Fujinuma, who has the power to stop murder kills and natural disasters by going back in time, and one day he's accused of murders even though he was trying to save the victim. So he goes back again to prevent the incidents. He returns to being a student a month before his colleague's disappearance to decide after that to fix things. We have now Kakiguri. Yumiko moves to a new school, and what distinguishes this school is that it doesn't care about your academic level, but rather than that, just your gambling skills. In the 12th place, we have Akatsuki no Yono. This anime is set when Yona becomes the only princess of the kingdom who was protected from her father, who appointed her childhood friend as her bodyguard. However, Yona's fate changed on her 60th birthday when her father was murdered by her cousin Suwon for the throne. Then Yona ran out from the castle to hack and she started a new life there. Now we have P0. Subaru meets Emilia, who saved him from an embarrassing situation and he's thinking of returning the favor. Suddenly, she got killed in a mysterious way, so he discovered that he has the ability to go back in time. Dude, the anime is very impressive, you should watch it. Number 10 is Magic Kaito. Kaito is a high school student. His father died in a mysterious way. Then he found what was his dad doing and why he got killed, and that he was a famous thief, and that he was killed by a secret organization because he wanted to steal a jewel that was targeted by them. So Kaito takes it upon himself to prevent this organization from stealing the jewel. The next one is Sakamoto Desuga. It's rare for me to watch a comedian anime, but this anime is considered one of the best comedian animes I ever watched. It revolves around the daily life of Sakamoto, who transferred to a new school to attract attention not only in his department, but in the whole school. And the funny thing is that his colleagues are trying to distort his image because they are jealous of him. But the results are counterproductive, making Sakamoto look cool every time. Number 8, Full Metal Alchemist. Many anime fans call this one as the perfect anime because it almost has no flaws. Okay, so the story begins when Edward and Alphonse try to bring their mother back to life, ignoring the alchemical principle banning human transmutation. As Edward becomes infamous alchemist and gained the nickname Full Metal, the boys' journey embroils them in a growing conspiracy that threatens the fate of the world. After years of training, the Elric brothers set off on a quest to restore their bodies by locating the Philosopher's Stone. We have now Ansatsu Kyoshitsu. This one is the most anime I wish to live in. Imagine that you are forced to kill your teacher in order to save humanity. And it all started when a yellow creature appeared that destroys 70% of the moon. Then he said he will destroy the earth after a year, but he decided to study in a class called Class A, so how the classmate will be able to kill him with his superpower. Number 6, we got Kaiji. Kaiji Aito is a poor guy who spends his day drinking beer and thinking just in money. One day he gets offered to a shady deal to participate in an illegal underground game board on a cruise ship. This turned out to be nothing more than the beginning of his new life of hell through headlong into a life-threatening roller coaster of mind games, cheating and deceit. Well, we move into a special one. It's One Punch Man. Saitama is incredibly powerful, so much so that no enemy is able to defeat him. In fact, all it takes to defeat his opponent with just one punch. I know that all of you watch this anime, I don't have to talk too much about it. Just don't tell me you didn't recognize from what anime this loth from. Exactly, it's from Death Note. I mean, what can I say about Death Note? To let you know, this is the first anime I watched in my life. Yagami Light found the Death Note and started killing every criminal in the country and making justice. I guess you all know the story already. I don't have to talk that much about it. In the number 3 we got the 7 Deadly Sins. This one set in Britain, when a small subset, the Holy Knights, supposedly betrayed their homeland and turned their blades against their comrades in an attempt to overthrow the ruler of lions. So, Elizabeth got to find 7 deadly sins to help her to take back the kingdom. In the number 2 we got Attack on Titan. I think the most of you watched this masterpiece. So it's a story about the Titans who attack the human world after peace lasts several years. So the humanity become vulnerable to extinction. So what will be the fate of humans and how they will face these giants? Number 1. Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think you saw the anime and you know the story. Tanjiro got his family killed by a devil and only his sister survived. So he starts searching about how to make his sister back to normal. Anyway guys, this is all about this video. Thanks for watching. Just don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and ciao.